Have you ever noticed that after turning 70, our beloved elders begin to change in quiet, almost invisible ways? They may not smile as often. They forget familiar names. They get irritated over small things, like the TV remote being in the wrong place, or a simple comment that suddenly hurts. At first, we might think, maybe it's just old age, that's normal. But gradually, these changes become clearer. The once cheerful person grows silent. The storyteller becomes withdrawn, sitting alone in the quiet. Is it just a change in personality? Or is it the early sign of something more serious? Or could it be something deeper? A silent message from within their body and mind that we have yet to fully understand? We often assume aging simply means getting weaker or needing more rest. But the truth is much more nuanced. Changes in the brain, in sleep patterns, and emotional balance. All of these shape a version of old age that, if misunderstood, can leave our loved ones feeling isolated, or worse, misjudged. Today, we begin a gentle journey to uncover sparkles the subtle yet profound shifts that take place in the minds of those over 70. Sparkles, and more importantly, how we, as their loved ones, can walk beside them with greater care, understanding, and love. If you live with aging parents or grandparents, or you yourself are entering this next chapter of life, this video may help you see aging through a new lens, with more depth, more calm, and more compassion. Stay with us until the end, because sometimes the smallest insights can bring about the greatest transformations. Once people enter their 70s, changes begin to unfold quietly inside the body, especially in the brain. Neurons, the brain's nerve cells, begin to decline in both quantity and quality. At the same time, levels of neurotransmitters like serotonin and dopamine, which regulate mood, memory, and behavior, drop significantly. That's why older adults often become more forgetful, emotionally sensitive, irritable, or even unusually quiet. But here's the thing, this is not a disease, it's a natural part of aging. The real issue only arises when their family doesn't recognize what's happening. Take the story of Mr. Thomas, 76 years old. He used to be a joyful father who loved making jokes and playing with his grandkids. But these days, he gets upset just because lunch is cold. He gets irritated when the TV remote isn't where he left it. Mrs. Linda, his wife, feels sad, thinking she's being blamed unfairly. Their son assumes maybe dad is just becoming grumpier with age. What no one realizes is this: Mr. Thomas's brain is trying to tell them something. It's tired, it's overwhelmed, and it needs to be understood, not judged. These small changes inside the brain can lead to big cracks in family relationships. Seniors start to withdraw, afraid of being misunderstood. They live with the painful feeling of being a burden or causing trouble. This emotional isolation can trigger late-life depression, accelerate cognitive decline, and widen the emotional distance between them and their loved ones. Sadly, many families don't recognize this truth until it's too late. But here's the good news. We can absolutely turn things around, and it doesn't require anything expensive or complicated. In fact, it starts with the simplest, kindest gestures. In the next part, you'll discover gentle, everyday ways to improve memory, regulate emotions, and reconnect with your elderly loved ones, so they feel seen, valued, and deeply loved again. Here's the good news. The changes in memory and mood that come with age aren't irreversible. In fact, with small, consistent efforts each day, seniors can experience meaningful improvement in both brain function and emotional well-being. First, start with gentle listening. Just 10 minutes a day. Sit down, ask how they're feeling. No interruptions, no judgments. Seniors don't always need advice. They need to feel seen, heard, and valued. Second, gentle movement. A slow walk in the garden, some light stretching, or a few simple yoga poses together. These improve blood flow and help keep the brain sharp. Third, brain-friendly nutrition. Foods like salmon, leafy greens, walnuts, eggs, and olive oil are excellent for memory. Cut back on sugar and fried foods. Eat on a regular schedule. It may sound simple, but it's incredibly effective for brain health. Fourth, keep the mind active. Suggest they try Sudoku, color simple drawings, share old memories, or teach their grandchildren how to cook a traditional meal. Any activity that helps them feel connected is more powerful than any supplement. Finally, protect their sleep. Turn off the TV early, avoid screens before bed, and create a quiet, cozy sleeping space. Deep sleep is when the brain cleans up and strengthens memory. See? The solution doesn't lie in expensive medicine. It lies in the everyday moments we often overlook. And if you're wondering, can I really help my aging parent? The answer is yes. You can. Just start with one small thing. And in the next part, we'll show you exactly where to begin. Aging is not a sign of decline. It's a new chapter, where older adults need to be understood more, not fixed. Sometimes, all it takes is a few moments of your day to listen without rushing, to ask without judging, and your loved one will feel like they still matter, they are still seen and deeply loved. If you're living with aging parents or grandparents, try starting with something small. A 5-minute walk together, a gentle "how are you today?" or simply look into their eyes and smile. It's these small gestures that are the most powerful form of emotional medicine. Thank you for staying with us until the end. If you found this helpful, please like, subscribe, and share this video with someone who is caring for an elderly loved one. Because understanding always begins with something simple. And don't miss our next video. 5 tiny daily habits that help seniors stay happier and remember better, where you'll discover gentle, surprisingly effective tips to keep your loved ones mentally strong and emotionally joyful.